So you let sleeping with Becky cause you to lose your job? Are you dumb?
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
I wish you can see everything I need. I think that's the words. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another King of Reeds video. I'm your host, the King of Reeds. What if I actually had something like that? But what is going on, you all? I know it's been a minute since I did a King of Reeds video. I hope y'all are excited as much as I am. And I took my wig down. I remixed. I took my ring off. I actually hate this song by Beyonce. What is it? I took when she talk about sandcastles. I know I'm not a fan of some ballads. We built sandcastles, but they washed away. Girl, I'm ready to kick them sandcastles down. But besides kicking stuff down, we got to talk about a lot of stuff that's been going on this week or the weeks that I haven't been able to record or update y'all on the tea for today. But we got to talk about Keke Palmer. Congratulations on her being pregnant, period. We got to talk about TJ Holmes and the White Walker. And I actually like TJ Holmes, girl. The green-eyed girls, they'll get you. Also, we gotta talk about Gabrielle Union throwing some shade at Boosie, long overdue. But with the twist, we also have to talk about Brittney Griner's release. So glad to hear that. I knew it was coming, but I knew that it was gonna take some time and stuff. All of these things, honey, I hope y'all are prepared for the tea for today. But before we get into any of that, let's go ahead and get into this mental health check-in. So this mental health, oh my God, this video, girl, like, I did a video about, like, you know, how it is, like, you know, dating in Atlanta and just, girl, it's a mess. It's a mess. The patrons over at Patreon are getting the tea. And like, it just feels like, oh, Justin, like I can talk about stuff and da-da-da. But girl, I had a recent incident where this guy, like, just, you know, just disclosure, like, just like telling him that I was HIV positive, led towards him just like saying, calling me a coward for waiting till I met him in person to tell him I was positive. I was like, you know, the people actually don't like telling people in person. They prefer to tell them over the phone, which it doesn't matter. It's ever whatever is safest for the person who's disclosing. But I've been talking about disclosure and how difficult it is. And just this incident was just like very troubling because I had a lot of respect for this person, but it is what it is. So that kind of shook me up, but I got into the gym and I did my little, you know, my little bird crawls and my stuff. And I shout out to my trainer. I love him so much because I really didn't want to go to the gym today. I was like, girl, I'm over it. I feel like I was very much giving, I'm over, done with it. Dr. Jackie mixed with some Walker. I was like, I'm just not interested, but like, I just wasn't like feeling it. I just wasn't feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I just wasn't. So, but I went to the gym and that, you know, that dopamine started pumping and I felt better and stuff. But it is kind of depressing because disclosure is like a very complex, nuanced conversation. And people always put the onus on the person who is living with HIV. And I feel like disclosure should be on both parties. Hey, I'm HIV negative and this is how I engage. These are my my sexual practices. Like, I use condoms, I use this, I'm on PrEP, all these other things. But it's always, oh, you got that? You need to tell everybody. And yes, majority of us do disclose, but y'all always want us to be the ones to start the conversation. And it's very weird for people who are starting conversations about wanting and seeking sex, but are not doing the work of disclosure or even talking about what their sexual safe sexual practices are. And it's really sad, which is why I feel like I need to hop back into this podcast bag that I was thinking about doing with another person who works in sexual health and stuff, because I think it's so like needed or whatever. But that's how I'm feeling. But other than that, I'm feeling really good. I had a really good weekend. Some things have been moving in my life and really, really good. I feel amazing. I feel amazing. My hair looks amazing. I got on my choir robe. He put on his robe. Y'all know I hate to tell the story. That woman's song that messed in my brother's memorial service. I'm still pissed off about it. It's been a year and some months. I'm still pissed off. I was so pissed off. She really was up there just singing like we was at church. My brother was not religious like that. Girl, I'm still angry. I'm gonna talk to my I might have to talk to my therapist about it, but whatever, girl. Matter of fact, let me make a note, talk to that. But yes, with all that being said, this is my mental health check-in, girl. I'm so sorry for telling y'all about my life. Y'all don't care about that. Let's go ahead and step down these steps and get to the tea for today. Girl, what is the tea for today? The tea for today is, girl, I am so glad that Gabrielle Union said something about Boosie. I'm so glad she dragged him. I'm so glad that she mentioned, girl, what is going on? Why are you always, these things are on your mind? I don't blame her. Gabrielle Union and Dwayne and Zaya have been dealing with Boosie and his mess for the longest. They have been, dealing with his mess. He just refuses to leave them alone. So I'm glad in this podcast or an interview thing, she mentioned him. She's like, girl, what's the tea? Because I can imagine how irritating it is to always have to keep your mouth closed and all that other stuff, and this person is continuously attacking your family. But Gabrielle Union threw some shade. Now, I don't like the conversation or the thing where folks make it seem as though someone who is a homophobe is secretly gay, secretly queer, or all that other stuff. No, there are some men like Boosie who are just homophobic because they're homophobic. It doesn't have anything to do with them secretly wanting some peen or on the DL or any of that, because I want some peen and I want some hoe. And I'm not out here hating other I'm not a homophobe. Sure, we all do internalized homophobia, but I'm not a flaming what's name what Boosie is. So it's just that is not true, and we can't get to the root of the conversation if we keep relying on these tropes to try to explain this, because Boosie is very much heterosexual. This other things that he has admitted to putting his child through the R word, hiring some woman to engage in stuff with his son to make sure his son was hetero. That is the conversation. We don't need to be, he's always has peen on his mind, he must want some, or da-da-da. It's not that. There's so many other things. It's girl, stay on topic. I get that. A lot of folks, took it was a key and all the other stuff. But it's just not giving. It's just not giving. But I'm kind of glad Gabrielle Union said something. I just wish that it just wasn't this. But I can imagine how tiring that is. And I really don't think she's necessarily wrong, because it's really tiring. Everybody's been telling me to talk about Deion Sanders and to move on to the Deion Sanders situation with Jackson State University. And him taking a new job. So I'm not as well read on this. I'm getting kind of some of the tidbits. I was going to do a standalone video about it. I was going to try to do my big Juicy. I love me some Juicy. Get in front of my pretty background, have the camera, have my wig, my makeup, everything looking sickening. I love me some Juicy. And discuss this because I'm not really surprised that this black man has done this. But I just don't really care about football like that. I care about black folks, but I don't care about football like that. So Deion Sanders, was, taking this coaching job at Jackson State, helped them go get a lot of attention, brought a lot of attention to this HBCU and Jackson State University of Mississippi. And, his salary he was donating, and he was just, some people say he was pimping out the HBCU. He was just pimping out, and folks hey, both got something from it. And now he has thrown his son and his folks are under the bus to pursue this other job. And a lot of folks, even Shannon Sharp, y'all fave, has said, what's wrong with it? I bet y'all still stay in the same spot that y'all grew up in. It's just y'all are so interested in being attached to whiteness that it's really hard to believe that these same black folks was very much kumbaya during the 2020, during the protests and stuff, during the height of the pandemic and all this other stuff. They was oh my God, these white folks don't like us. They don't like us. They was doing everything to prove that they did. Now it's y'all want to be next to them. That's why I don't trust y'all. I don't trust y'all. You can't trust them. You can't trust them. You can't trust them. It's the Poirot, I told y'all. So I'm not surprised that Deion Sanders did the thing that he does, because that's how these folks do. A lot of folks pimp the culture, unfortunately. A lot of other artists do that, so I'm not surprised that he is, people are critiquing him for, like, quote unquote, pimping this HBCU and selling this experience only to get all of his attention and just to leave them. The goal for these folks is to make money, and that, like, at any means necessary. If that's to throw black folks under the bus, if that's to abandon black folks, they're going to do that. And we have to start looking at these folks like this. These celebrities are not our friends. Girl, let me go ahead and post that video. They are not our friends. They do not care about us. They don't care. They just don't give a flying. They just don't. And Deion Sanders has clearly shown us that. He showed us who you are. Come on, Queen Amanda. Speaking of, I'm about to do a live stream about Black Panther Wakanda Forever 2 on Patreon in the next, what am I doing? Am I doing it at 8 o'clock? I am doing it at 8 o'clock. So yeah, that's how I feel about the whole Deion Sanders situation. Was he wrong? Absolutely. I think that he was wrong. I'm not saying that he should be getting paid pennies, but it's just like he did pimp them out. But I don't know, because all this stuff is just like, all these folks are just very self-serving and stuff. So it's very, very unfortunate. And it just is what it is. I'm going to move on. I'm going to talk about TJ Holmes and this woman who, girl, he was having an affair with, who is his anchor. Like, TJ Holmes, I don't even want to mention the woman's name. I'm just not interested in giving this woman any, like, it's okay. But they were having an affair for a while, come to find out. And ABC said, girl, like, it was some jokes and stuff going on. They was like, hey, girl, like, we got to pull the plug. It's not giving. Like, so they snatched him off air. And now they are investigating and seeing, they were having an affair, so were they spending money on the company to do this affair and all this other stuff? Because TJ Holmes is married. TJ Holmes is married, but someone made a good point on social media. They said that if this was going on, if TJ Holmes and this woman, Amy Robach, I'm thinking that's how you pronounce her name, if they're saying that if she and him were engaging in these things, this stuff was going on, that means that harassment was going on, sexual harassment was going on at the job as well. Because if there is relations between two co-workers, sexual harassment has to happen. And I thought about that. I said, yeah, that does make sense, because that means that you turn the workplace into almost like this kind of unsafe environment, like you were making passes and stuff at folks. She, quote unquote, consented or whatever happened, whoever made the first move, but it's just like, do they feel like they can do this? Do they do this to other folks? Like, what's going on? Like, because if this stuff was going on, people knew about it. And this is, girl, a hot mess. But they've been talking about this all week. Like, they've been dragging it. TJ Holmes' wife didn't know nothing about it. Like, girl, TJ Holmes is a nice, like, reporter anchor. He has a beautiful voice. He, like, love his stature and all the other stuff. But they've been flirting with each other on air. Like, girl, I just cannot understand why I would risk my job for this white coach. Like, what is it? So apparently they've been doing this for like 3 years or something. It's been going on for a minute. And I hope it was worth it. Like, where does TJ Holmes? TJ Holmes literally came from, like, I think he was on BET or some other stuff. Like, TJ Holmes, like, this was a job. Like, you were, like, doing well. Like, girl, like, you was doing you was at first starting out doing Channel 1 News. For the old heads who remember Channel 1, especially the folks who was going to Memphis, like, rest in peace to Channel 1, girl. I used to hate Channel 1 coming in the homeroom, and our homeroom teacher was making us do, okay, homeroom, girl, we didn't get no grade for this. Literally was giving me an N, and kind of, her name was Miss Wheelan at Bellevue Junior, Bellevue Middle School or Bellevue Junior High, whatever she was. Girl, I was so mad. Like, girl, them girls were picking on me. I need to see my therapist there. Let me log in. I got so much to talk about my therapist with. Like, but to lose your job to white cooch, like, girl, it's not giving. So, that's my thoughts on that. Like, but y'all want to screw the job, child. I remember, I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I was working at the Memphis Marriott downtown, and I was in a relationship with this guy who was in banquets too. Like, we was in a relationship, and there was this DL dude. He was taking shots at us and stuff, and he took a shot at my boyfriend while we was putting together. I never forget. We was putting plates and stuff together, setting the tables up, and his name was David. And he started like going at it. They started going like I think he threw a glass at him. He threw a glass right in his face. It busted him right in the face. Girl, it was so ghetto. Oh my gosh, I never will forget that. Like, he threw the glass at him. Pop! They got to fight. I was like, let's make these plates for these men. I was like, girl, I make good money here. I ain't got time to be playing with y'all. But girl, that was a mess, child. Like, ooh, that was a mess. So what else is going on? TJ Holmes and Miss Amy, girl, I hope that works out for you. Let's talk about this Georgia runoff. Congratulations to Senator Reverend Raphael Warnock for winning his runoff Senate race in Georgia. I knew he was gonna win. For those on the Patreon, I did a whole video. I was like, girl, the red wave, that wasn't. I told y'all girls, the Democrats are doing pretty good. This is the first time since the 1930s that a president has not lost any seats in the Senate, like held on to the Senate after like doing a midterm. It just never happens. It never happens. And you had a lot of more black folks and folks were voting Democratic this time, and people were energized. So like I said in my video, unfortunately, I think that a lot of folks who I'm friends with don't understand that we haven't gotten to the moment yet that people think that we are in. Like, yes, people are tired. People are sick and tired. I'm sick and tired. I can't celebrate. I can't do the two-step. I can't walk it out because minimum wage is $7.25. We still have trash healthcare system that is for profit. There are massive, like, inflation is impacting like black and brown folks. Like, people are still dying in poverty. We're barely surviving. Folks are working 2-3 jobs to just make ends meet. Like, people are working a second job just to save money. It should not be like that. It should not be like that. Like, it's really tiring. So I can't celebrate this win, and the only thing y'all gonna offer me is, oh girl, we're gonna come modify same-sex marriage or something like. I just like, yes, girl, it's cute, but I need stuff that's gonna really help people. I need folks to be uplifted out of poverty, and I just don't think, and I know that voting is not going to be the only solution to fix this. It's not going to be. I actually had a conversation with this guy who considered himself interested in me, which is funny, who said that he could not date somebody who did not vote. And I was like, that's kind of manipulative a little bit, because then what happens if I vote for the candidate that you don't support? Like, how does that work? I don't know. Like, I believe that black folks have the power to make a decision if they want to vote or not. Black folks can choose their own, like, lives. Like, I'm not gonna tell black folks, you're responsible, your vote is responsible to get your shit, like, to fix this country, when you didn't ask to be here. We didn't ask for none of this shit, and it's not our problem to fix. It's not our thing to fix. And if they would have fixed it, it would have been fixed. Since our parents and grandparents and such and our great-grand folks died for the right to vote, they did not die. They did not die for anything but murder. They were slaughtered. Like, what are you talking about? These folks wanted freedom. Do not get it misconstrued. Not 1 minute. Now look, I did vote in the last election because I was like, girl, Trump got to go. He running my nerves bad. But I'm just not one of them folks who just like, I'm not enthusiastic. I don't feel the enthusiasm in like voting and celebrating and stuff. I'm just not. I need something more than this. I'm tired of the bare minimum. I'm just tired of the bare minimum. But congratulations, a blogger. Same shit. Congratulations to Keke Palmer. Yes. Like, now what I thought about was my girl, Lil Chat, talking about some kissing my belly. What was she saying? What was Lil Chat saying in that video, girl? She was, she was in the speaker box. What was Lil Chat? She was in the speaker box. She was doing that Future song. I dragged Lil Chat so bad. She got me blocked. A Memphis native. I know she want to fight me so bad. Queen of Dixie Queen herself. Mwah. I see mwah. Ooh la la. But yes, congratulations to Keke Palmer. She revealed that she's pregnant. She, I was at the SNL this past weekend. I did not watch the episode. I watched a couple of clips. Stuff looked funny, looked fun. Keke Palmer, like she was having fun. I'm happy for her being pregnant. I hate that folks are saying, oh, she's not married. That's blah, blah, blah. Keke Palmer is like, she's choosing her own life. She's doing what she wants to do and makes her happy. She's very intelligent and she knows what she's doing. So she got this. I don't understand why folks are out here trying to shade that girl for living her life like it's golden. So congratulations to her. So I want to talk about Brittney Griner. Brittney Griner has been released from the Russian prison. Like, girl, we got her. We got her out of there. They got her out of her. They did a trade with this arms dealer. I think his name was Victor something. Girl, it sounds like it really sounds like some evil person off of a Marvel MCU movie or something. But they did it. They got her out of there, and I know that her family is happy. I know she is happy. I know, like, oh my gosh, I can only imagine the things that she experienced and all that other stuff. I wish her well, and I wish her all of the safety that this journey is going to be like to get back to what the new normal for her after experiencing this tragic event. It's gonna be interesting to see her interview whenever she does, when she talks about this. So I'm happy that, I'm really happy. I know a lot of folks have been dragging and saying that they gave this, arms dealer for just one person. But girl, let me tell you something. This is a win for the Russians. The Russians was like, girl, it's a 1-for-1. You're not gonna get the other guy out. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So it's a complicated thing. Like, this works for Vladimir Putin. He's like, girl, look at me. Like, girl, they negotiating with me. Like, look, I can make the moves. But Brittney Griner, it was important for her to come out and get out. It was very important. I think a lot of people are finna just rely heavily on racism and stuff, unfortunately, and some folks even homophobia, that this black woman got out and this white man is still over there. So girl, that's quite interesting. I think that is all I want to talk about. I do want to talk about Cynthia and Mike Hill divorce, because Cynthia did say, kind of reveal that Mike Hill was cheating, but I really don't care about that. I'll talk about that later. But yes, that's all I got. That's all the tea I got for today. I love y'all so much. Make sure you subscribe to my Patreon over at patreon.com/KingOfReads for exclusive content and things. I'm about to head over there to do this Wakanda Forever discussion in just a minute. It'll still be a live discussion, but it will be posted for all the. Is it all for all the patrons? Is it all for all the patrons? Who is it for? Oh yeah, it is for. I don't know who is it for. Is it for everybody? I think it is for everybody. But love y'all and talk to y'all later. Bye.